All right, guys, it's time for a little bit of an update here. I just want to sort of show you how things are looking as this season plays out. We already had a team meeting, which I did off camera. I was actually in an actual meeting at the same time, but yeah, we took care of this team meeting. The morale here around the squad's looking okay, I guess. Average team cohesion, which is about where we want it to be. The club atmosphere is also average. We've won 3 matches in a row. This is for a team that was picked as sure to go down, and it's apparently not quite so sure so far. When we go take a look at this here, we can see we got 2 players, Fenelus and Limao, who support me. No players really oppose me, and everybody else has sort of no real opinion of me. That includes most of these players that are Taiwanese that have been around a little while. Some of these guys, like Suho Han, were really upset with me during the last meeting for no apparent reason. Opposes the manager despite good support overall from the dressing room. I'm very, very tempted to just release him outright. The thing is that he plays this position, the left wingback role, where we need players, and he's a young player who has at least some potential. But this is one of those times where you kind of look at this and say, how important is this player for this squad, and can I just get rid of him and put somebody else on? So there will be, after the end of this season, there will be a complete changeover of personnel, assuming that we stay up. There's a whole bunch of these players who are not quite so good that we're just going to go ahead and wipe out and get rid of, right? But it's going to take us a little while to get that far. In terms of how we look in the eyes of the press, when we go over here, look at the season preview here in the competition, which does change as time goes on. We are now picked for 3rd. We were picked as high as 2nd a little while ago. We're now picked as the 3rd best team in the league. So, which is really, really interesting to see. We have some of the best players, including one of the best strikers in the league. We have Magunda, who's one of the best midfielders. Sam is one of the best defensemen. And we have Menogong over here, whose name I just said wrong, who is one of the, Menugong, who is one of the best right wingers on the team. We have a lot of really, really good quality here on this team as it currently stands, and all 4 of these are guys who I brought in. And I would say all 4 of them are foreigners. Actually, Fenelus is not. Fenelus, when we look over here at his information, is a national of Chinese Taipei of Taiwan, originally from Turks and Caicos. I'm not even sure I know where that is. That's in the that would be in the that would be in the Americas, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think I could find it on a map for you. And also his Haitian nationality. This guy had a real interesting career, playing all over the place. And played for quite some time for Datong before they became Leopard Cat, and then went over to Taiwan Steel before we took them away. So that's a little example of what's going on. We do have a good squad. We do not have a squad that looks like it's going to end up finishing last in the league. And chances are that we will be able to move things forward a bit. I know that we're listed right now as last. That's because we have a game in hand on all these teams. If we win the next match and we score enough goals, we will move up and over Taiwan Power. And if we can win another one after that, I think we can get past the Taipei Skywalkers and move up to somewhere up here where Chinese Petroleum is. And, of course, that's the team that we just beat. Now, there are only 3 matches left in the schedule, 3 actual matches. I put 2 friendlies here as well so we can continue playing. Play against Chinese Petroleum. That's not the team that we just beat. That's the team that we're about to beat, right? Beat them tomorrow. Hangyuan, and then afterwards we play the Taipei Skywalkers. So once we're done with that, then we kind of know what our fate looks like. Hopefully we'll have 3 wins, and if we can win all those matches, I'm confident that we'll be able to stay up. And if we do stay up, then we should be able to get a few more players. Probably the finances will look a little bit better than they do right now. And we'll be able to do a little bit of messing around with money. We'll probably be able to increase our scouting a bit and do a bunch of things that I really haven't done at all. I mean, look, our scouting budget is actually in the negative. We could probably take a bit of the transfer budget, put it on over, because we're not using the transfer budget for any transfers. In fact, if we want, we could take a whole bunch of this wage budget and probably put it over here as well. Look at that. We can do the whole thing, and we still have a whole bunch of wage budget left. And we can take that and we can move it over to the transfer budget again, or to the scouting budget again. There you go, 86,000 in the scouting budget, and that would allow us to probably get a better scouting range. We can go over to Chinese Taipei. We can almost go over to all of East Asia. So why don't we just do that for the time being and see what happens until we run out of money? Might as well. And so, that's kind of the way you play the game. See if we can't make a few more adjustments. The board's not going to allow me to make more for random reasons, even though we're not even paying half of that wage budget for wages. So it goes. Overall, I think that the season looks like it's going well. I think that there's a very good chance that we're going to be able to stay up in the end. Cohesion is the thing I worry about. Everything looks like it's going down a little bit, but the managerial support in general is good. The club atmosphere in general is good. Team cohesion is also good in general. We were just looking at the hierarchy. We do have a hierarchy that is decided. Tsai Yuting is the club leader. I'm trying to look to see if he's even played. No, he's been suspended the last couple of matches. We haven't seen him play at all. And so we'll see if we can get him around. Of course, it's not a good thing when your club leader is suspended. And as you know, as I've shown before, we have a lot of guys here who are quite inconsistent. So it's going to take us a little while to get that turned around and try to get something better going on. And as far as scout priorities are concerned, you can see I haven't really looked at a whole bunch of players. We're going to spend some time, probably right after I'm done with this video, actually, I'll spend some time getting all of this set up so that we have a number of players set up who we can go and take a look at and figure out who we want to go to next. We want to do as much scouting as we can and try to stay away from these guys if we can who have really poor personalities like him or who have other problems. It would be best if we could not have a whole bunch of guys who are problematic players and instead make positive improvements in the state of the squad. But we'll see what happens, right? To get anywhere first, to be able to stay up, we have to get out of the relegation zone and we have to bring ourselves up and make sure that we're somewhere in mid-table. As far as how the board think that we're doing, the board has been very happy for the most part. They like all of these matches, of course, that we've won. But as far as the club vision is concerned, we're still receiving a C. And we have to remember that if we lose, we are done, right? Overall, they feel that we had A+ ratings against these two teams that were clearly better, and then a B against Athletic Club Taipei, who we did beat, but we probably arguably could have beaten by a larger margin. There you go. That's exactly what's happening so far. Again, only 3 matches left. If we are able to win all 3, I am confident that we will be in the mid-table by the end of the season. If we finish mid-table, we stay here. Hopefully we win the league next year and we build a really strong team and I get a good resume so that we can go elsewhere, probably go back to Oceania. If we lose and if we are relegated, then I'm probably going to have to find a job somewhere else in-game. Hopefully can get another semi-pro team, if not a professional team. And again, we probably would be looking again at Oceania. So we'll see what happens. Either way, we're not going to be here long-term. Remember, this is not a journeyman save. This is actually a Hexagon challenge save, but we've had to do a little bit of journeying around since Ponce East was falling apart. If we go back and we take a look at Ponce East and see how they're doing, they're actually second in the league, interestingly enough. How have they been doing since we've left? Well, they haven't been doing a whole heck of a lot, right? So they've had a number of, this was it right here, right? We lost this match to Pago Youth. They got me quite upset. And then we had this draw against Taputimu Youth, and that's where I said enough is enough. There was a loss, a very, very small win there. A draw, a loss, 2 draws, and then a win, and then a loss against Utile. They haven't had much scoring at all. This guy is the guy I think I just said I didn't want to necessarily bring on. I don't know, fickle personality. Maybe we do. We'll go ahead and scout Shu Shengqie and see if we can talk him into coming back home. Yeah, so Ponce not exactly doing all that well. And who is in the lead in the league? It is Pago Youth who are in the league right now. So interesting to see. And there is Toa Maele. We are scouting Toa Maele, and hopefully we'll keep on scouting him. I'm trying to flirt a little bit with him and trying to talk him into coming over here. My scouts think that he would be a great signing, especially for the price of 0. The only problem I have is that he can be a little bit fickle, but everything else I think he's perfectly fine. I think he would make a great addition to our squad. And as great as it is to have our big man up front, where is he? Fenelus, there you are. Fenelus has me worried. He has me worried because of this lack of enjoyment of big matches. He also has me worried because he's 33 and he'll be 34 next season. And I'm not convinced that he has that much left in him. He's not going to improve much. And I really do think that this is a short-term solution and that we need somebody who can be the longer-term solution. So we'll see what happens. That's kind of what the preview is. And as I said, if we lose, we're gone, right? So there's nothing to worry about, right? If we lose, we're out of here. If we win out, that's when it's going to become interesting. So keep it at that. We're still going to go. We're in this save for the long term. It's going to take a long time. It's going to be fun, though. Talk to you later. Bye.